What's up, Sussex Squad? How you guys doing? Let's see. Let's see. You know what? I just realized something I didn't do, but that's okay. Hey guys, Success Squad, Squaddies. Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I hope you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me. It's been a minute since I've done a live podcast, so give me a thumbs up, give me flowers, roses, hearts. You guys know the spiel. Squatties, squatties. Happy New Year, everybody. My goodness. My goodness. It's 2026. It's like, damn. I don't even remember what I did in 2025. Oh, no. I should have known better than to put a straw on this. Oh, my goodness. All right, before we get started, we'll wait just a little bit longer. It's been a while since I've done a live podcast, so there may be people who aren't even aware that I'm doing a live podcast. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people, there are a lot of squatties who have no clue, no idea that I'm doing a live podcast, which actually for me, I'm not mad at that. Because to be honest, I'm not even really prepared. We basically, you know what, squatties, during this live podcast, we're basically just going to talk. That's basically what we're going to do. I don't really have an agenda. I mean, like, we're basically just going to talk about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Fantastic, fantabulous, very, 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 see, I'm about to do a Donald Trump. Very, 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 very successful, just successful, outstanding, A+++, successful, perfect, yes, perfect year that they had in 2025. Yeah. That's basically what the agenda is going to be today on this live podcast, okay? But before we get started, I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna go ahead and just talk. Let's see, I'm gonna look into the chat, see who's here. And if you're here, thank you guys so much. I wanna thank you guys for the support, because I know I'm not consistent at all. That's why I'm so happy that there are so many, pro Success Squad podcasts out on YouTube now. I mean, there's a lot of them. So, squatties, you guys have a variety now, and that's a beautiful thing. Seriously, it's a beautiful thing. But right now, I'm just going to talk off the cuff of my head, and just give people more time to be able to join this live podcast that we're doing here on Megan, Duchess of Advocacy, World Podcast YouTube channel. And during these live podcasts, we call them Success Talk, where, the Success Squad fam, we all get together, we all, give each other hugs, loves, kisses, we get together as a fam, and we talk about our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Pretarian Megan, Has and Meg, right? We're fans, we're stans, we're diehards. We go hard for our faves, right? So before we get started, I'm going to look into the chat right now to see who's in the chat. I see familiar names, which is awesome. I'm glad that you guys are here. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Susie Q, how are you? Susie Q! What's up, Susie? Let's see. Let me get up. Let me see here. All right. Oh, was your birthday, Susan Q. Happy birthday. All right, awesome. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. I hope you got everything that you wanted for your birthday. Only thing about people like you, it's like we just had Christmas. Y'all January babies get on my nerves, okay? Because it's like, I have a child and his birthday's in January as well. And it's like, dude, really? What's more important, your birthday or Christmas, okay? But anyway, happy birthday. Belated birthday, Miss Susie Q. Let's see. All right. Hello, Miss Lydia. How are you doing? Good to see you, sis. Joy, how are you doing? Miss Sharon, how are you? It's good to see you. Miss Veronica, how are you? All right. OG squatties are up in the house. Miss Brenda, how are you? Fancy, fancy. It's good to see you. Miss Susan, you still got a hangover? I bet a lot of people, tomorrow is Monday, I bet a lot of people have to go back to work tomorrow. Another reason why I haven't really been able to do a live podcast is because I was in a bad car accident. Okay, I was. Like right before Christmas, I was in a pretty bad car accident. I'm doing a lot better now, but I still have injuries, mainly my neck. And I have, believe it or not, I have a concussion that I've been dealing with. But, God is good because it could have been a lot worse in regards to suffering injuries. But, I was on my way to work. Ooh, girl, I was on my way to work. And basically just sitting there, waiting to turn left. And I know I had been sitting there for a minute, for a while, because I was mad. Girl, I was mad. I was mad because I'm waiting to turn left, oncoming traffic, right? And I was mad because there was a lot of oncoming traffic. And I'm just like, my God, where are these people going? And just next thing I know, bam! I flung forward and I flung backwards, and it was all bad after that. I didn't even know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like they, shout out to the police department, and there was a really nice off-duty fire man that, came and opened my door and, to make sure I was okay. And I didn't, honestly, I lost memory. I really literally did not know who I was for a while. But my car totaled, right? Car totaled. And this is a car that I done had for like over 20 years, okay? I have two cars. That's how blessed I am, right? Two cars. Just for some reason that morning, I decided to drive the older car, which was a Toyota that lasts forever, right? And like I said, I was hit from behind. I mean, the car was just totaled. The trunk of my car basically ended up right behind me, okay? But blessed. I'm here. Been dealing with it. Like I said, been dealing with some neck issues and some back issues, and been dealing with this concussion. But I am doing better. I am doing better. But I'm still dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still dealing with it. But blessed. I'm blessed and I'm here. So that's another reason why I really haven't, been able to do like a live podcast. But however, every once in a while when I've felt okay, I've been able to still be able to keep up with our faves. Okay. Let me go ahead and look in here real quick. Let's see. Who else has joined us before we get started? Because we're going to get started, girl. Guys, we're going to get started because there's just been so much going on with our faves as usual, right? As usual, there's just a lot. But we're just going to do a quick year in review. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. All right, is it Mostafa Nura? I'm not too sure if I'm saying that, but hey, I'm not too sure if I'm saying that right, but hey, welcome. All right. Ooh. But yes, thank you. I am doing better. I am, and I'm a very blessed person in regards to you know those circumstances. This straw is getting on my nerves. But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome. Welcome to Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, and we're about to do a live podcast of Sussex Talk. And I am your host, Special K Thoughts, aka Special K, better known in the world of X, formerly known as Twitter. X is a cesspool, right? Right? I don't know how many of you guys are on X, but X is a cesspool. It really is. I find myself going more and more on Spoutable. Shout out to Christopher Boozy. But X is it's just a cesspool. It's a hellhole. But I feel like I still need to be on X because we have to defend our faves, right? I'm gonna take this straw because this ain't working. So if this is the first time that you are joining this live podcast, I want to thank you for being here, but I have to warn you because some of the emails I get, I'm like, are people, is crack still a thing? Like some of the emails I get, I'll be like, are these people on crack? Like, it was just maybe it's this weird ass British royal reporter. Like, please stop emailing me. Like, telling me, saying negative things about our faves. Like, hello. But anyway, this is the first time that you're joining us here on this live podcast of Sussex Talk. This is a pro. It's a pro Duke and Duchess of Sussex channel. Come on now, y'all playing me. Y'all is playing me. Sending me emails talking about you don't understand how I can like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Y'all is playing me. and I'm serious. I've been getting like 5 paragraphs of people emailing me, just very passionate about they don't understand how I am a Prince Harry and Meghan fan. It's like, you got too much time on your hands. Get a life, get a man, get a woman, go to church. It's not that serious. But anyway, if this is the first time that you're joining us, this is a pro Duke and Duchess of Sussex channel. Okay? We are fans and stans, diehard fans and stans of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, Has and Meg. Okay? We going hard for those two. We going hard for that family. All right? And if you don't like them, then okay, you don't like them. But please stop sending me emails. Excuse me. The desperation people have, the fixated, obsessive hate and dislike that people have. Imagine that you're that upset that Meghan has fans like me. That you're that upset. And you get on your keyboards Send five paragraph emails. Anyway, so if that is your cup of tea, then please stay. If it's not, then just leave. It's okay. It's okay. You can leave. There are no fence riders here. No fence riders. No fence riders. We don't do both sides. No. We don't do both sides. There's no camaraderie when it comes to them welfare queens. Them UK royals. You guys know who we're talking about, right? You guys know who we're talking about in the chat. You know. You know. We're talking about Fred and Gladys. King Charles. Queen Couchilla. Queen Camilla. Okay. Sausage fingers. King Tampon. We don't like them. Harry's daddy. Yes, Prince Harry's daddy. Prince Harry, we don't like your daddy. Wank, Mummalina, McMumbles, Baldy Locks. You know, there are other pro Sussex podcasts or roundtables discussions that I do join in sometimes. And there's this one on TikTok that I'll join in every once in a while. And I think it's called Sussex Squad Safe Space. If you guys listen to that, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't listened to it, please go on TikTok. It's called Sussex Squad Safe Space. And the person that runs it goes by Bonnie. Great panel. But anybody can come up. She allows anybody to come up to talk. But there's this one panelist on there. And she's got great pet names for the royal family. The Timu King. Baldy Locks, Timu King. Oh, that kills me. Oh, it is so funny. Undiagnosed cancer patient. But they're just pet names. They're just pet names. We just be playing. Right, guys? We just be playing. Just playing. All right. How are you guys doing? Again, Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Susie Q, again, happy belated birthday. Let's see. I don't know if there's any moderators in the chat, but you guys are going to have to work today. Because I forgot to, what do you call that? I forgot to sanction who's allowed to participate in the chat. So if you're a moderator, I'm sorry, you're probably gonna have to work today. If you guys see any bots, please go ahead and block them, please. So guys, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, I mean, they had an outstanding year. Again, I'm going to be like Trump. Okay, I'm going to act like Trump. It's just that what I say about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in regards to their successful year is not an exaggeration. It's real, right? I mean, when it comes to 2025, it really honestly was the year of Sussex. It was. It really honestly was. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex had a very, very successful year. They really honestly did. Success everywhere. right? I mean, they had a very successful, productive, impactful year. Okay? Um, let's start off at the beginning of this year, right? First of all, let me go ahead and go um, to Archwell Philanthropies, right? We all know that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they changed. They went from Archwell Foundation to Archwell Philanthropies, which I think is awesome. And I don't know how many times I say it, but I love, love, love going on their website. How many of you guys had a chance to read the impact report? It's really, really, really good. Had some really, really good information in regards to everything that the Archwell Foundation, formerly known as Foundation, has done. Let's see. Just looking at the chat, and like I said, sorry guys, I forgot to set in parameters in regards to who's allowed to participate in the chat. So if you see any trolls, just squash their ass, block them. So those of you who are in the chat, let me know, like, what were some of your favorite moments in regards to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? For me, there were a lot of favorite moments. I mean, a lot. There really honestly was. Like I said, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they really had, when you really analyze, right? When you really analyze and review what they did, throughout 2025. I mean, for real, they had a very successful, impactful, productive year. And we're talking about a couple that has two very young, small children. Okay. And like I said in the chat, let me know, what were some of your favorite moments in regards to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for 2025. Like I said, I have a lot. And the first moment that's going to stand out for me, of course, is Invictus. Right? Of course, it's going to be Invictus. Right. I mean, it's crazy. It's obvious because, like I said, right now I'm on their website, Archwell Philanthropies, and it just keeps on loading. I'm trying to pull up everything that they did in 2025, and it's just loading and loading and loading, and it's like, wow, that just lets you know how much that they really did in 2025. But I have to say, for me, one of the best moments was Invictus. Invictus. We all know that Invictus, the Invictus Games, the Invictus Foundation is Prince Harry's baby, right? We all know that. And at the beginning of this year, which I think was around February, right? It was around February, guys, when the inaugural, right? The inaugural Invictus Winter Games happened. And you talk about successful. I mean, it was successful to be able to pull that off in two separate, venues in Canada. I mean, my God, hand clap to Prince Harry. I mean, really, they really pulled the Invictus Winter Games off, right? They really, really, really did. Um, and like I said, it was a success. It really was a success. And when I think about the Invictus Games, sometimes it almost brings me to tears, like for real, because you guys know my story. You guys know that I'm a veteran, and I definitely have fellow veterans that suffered some type of trauma, whether it be mentally or physically. Um, and so when I watch the Invictus Games and I see the spirit of those soldiers, I mean, it really makes me um I don't want to say it makes me like sad or anything. It just makes me feel so proud of them. I'm just so proud of the soldiers, participating in the games and seeing how much it's having such an impactful, um, positive, you know, um, just to see how impactful it is for them. Um, in regards to helping them heal either physically or mentally. It's like Prince Harry says, right? The power of sport, right? It's the power of sport that helps them heal. And I just love it. I just love the Invictus Games, and that's one of this. The Invictus Games is probably one of the main reasons why I love Prince Harry. One of the main reasons why I love Prince Harry is because he served his country. He's a fellow you know soldier, and I just have so much respect for him in regards that way. But like I said, the Invictus Games, the inaugural Winter Invictus Games that were in Toronto and I believe Whistler. I'm sorry, not Toronto. Was it Toronto? Let's see. Let me go back. Let's see. Oh, that is so nice. Okay, so wasn't Toronto? My bad, guys. Vancouver and Whistler, and they had just so many different activities, right? And what I loved about the Invictus Games being held in Canada was the fact that Prince Harry made sure that he incorporated the four nations, right? He made sure that he incorporated the four nations. First of all, he asked them for permission first, right? He asked the four nations for permission first to make sure that they were okay with the Invictus Games being held on their sacred land. I mean, it gets no more classy than that, right? I mean, it gets no more classy than that. But that was one of my favorite moments. Um, of course, the Invictus Games in Whistler and Vancouver. The Invictus Games will always be a great moment for the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. Right, that's his baby. That's something that he's birthed. But one thing about the Invictus Games and Invictus Games Foundation is the impact that those games have on soldiers all across the world, right? All across the world. I mean, the impact is tangible. You hear the stories that these soldiers, these veterans tell about the positive impact that the Invictus Games has in their lives. The families of these, soldiers, sailors, Marines, um, on their families as well. Um, And it's global. It's global reach. It's global impact. Right? I mean, it's like, wow. But yeah, for me, definitely the Invictus Games, which was held in Vancouver and Whistler. Um, Another thing that I loved it when Megan was there and she went down the the ski slope. Now that was funny. She was in the tube and they pushed her down and she was screaming, and it seemed like the further down she went, the louder her screams got. At first I was like, oh, you guys better go get my princess. But then, she was okay. One thing about Megan, she's tough, right? But yes, the Invictus Games, the power of sport, right? The power of adaptive sports, sports rehabilitation, right? And then again, the fact that Prince Harry did the damn thing. He went to the First Nations. He asked them for permission. He wanted to make sure that they were okay with having the Invictus Games, the Winter Games, on sacred ground. He went to them first, right? He respected the First Nations, the indigenous people, okay? They were the ones that actually, designed the logo for the inaugural Winter Invictus Games. Gets no more classier than that, right? I mean, it really honestly doesn't. Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. All right, let me go ahead and look into the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Let me get up. What were some of your guys' favorite moments so far? Yeah, it is hard, right? It's hard. It's hard because there was just so much that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has done, right? I mean, there's just so much. So, but we're just starting. So, first off, like I said, the Invictus Games, the inaugural Winter Games, which was held in Canada. They did it right. They pulled it off. It was held in two different venues. You know what I'm saying? Like Vancouver and Whistler. I love the fact that one of my favorite singers was there, Michael Bublé. Love him, love him, love him. And you could just tell from the videos that people were there just really having a good time out in the cold. Woo! I couldn't do it. Another favorite, let me see, let me go back real quick. I would say another great moment. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite moment, but I thought a really good moment that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have had in regards to their Archwell Foundation, basically which led to them winning the Humanitarians of the Year award, was the Lost Screen Memorial, right? That was very touching for me. It really, really was, because, I do have a teenage son, and he's on social media a lot. He's probably on social media too damn much. Okay. And just seeing that memorial, it really touched me, but it really brought home that there's a danger in my house. Okay. And I need to be more mindful and be more aware of my own circumstances within my house when it comes to my child on social media. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it really did. It kind of shook me when I saw that memorial. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat and everybody who's listening is well aware of of the Lost Screen Memorial. Um, and what the Lost Screen Memorial is that, it's a very deep, moving, you know, art illustration honoring the lives of children who were lost to online social media harm. Okay, these are children that took their lives um, due to being exposed to you know the harmful effects of social media. Um, and as part of Archwell Foundation's No Child Lost to Social Media campaign, which is led through the Archwell Foundation's Parents Network. Okay, the Parents Network, which is another um, 2025 great moment for me. The Parents Network has been around for 2 years, but I just feel like this year the Parents Network really took off. Okay. The memorial is a powerful call to action for urgent online safety reform. Okay. I know everybody in the chat has seen this memorial. Um, but those of you who are listening, who are not in the chat, if you have not seen the memorial and you really do care about the harmful effects that social media has on young people, please, please, please check out um, the Lost Screen Memorial. Please check it out. I mean, to see those young people fall to the negative, harmful effects of being exposed on social media, it's heartbreaking. It really, really, honestly is. And I thought it was a really good um, moment for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for their Archwell, you know, Foundation, which is now called Archwell Philanthropies. Um, I don't think. I mean, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you definitely know that the Parents Network is a very, very important initiative. Okay. And unfortunately, it's one of those initiatives that you really don't want to see get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, it really honestly isn't, because if there's more people that join it, then that means that there are more people that lost, either a child or perhaps, a loved one that is a child to social media. So it really is one of those initiatives that you don't want to see get bigger and bigger and bigger. You understand what I'm saying? Um, but it's a very, very important initiative because there are so many parents, or there are so many, caretakers of children. I mean, you may be an auntie or an uncle that's raising your niece or nephew. You could be a grandparent that's raising your grandchildren that are on social media all the time. It really affects a lot of different people who have different roles in children's lives, right? I mean, you could be a, a coach, right? You could be a soccer coach or a football coach, a tennis coach, or just whoever that coaches young children or young adults, teenagers, right? And those teenagers, young children, more than likely are exposed to, the harms of social media, right? You could be a mentor of a young adults or teenagers who are being exposed to the harmful effects of social media. And the Parents Network is there to help you navigate through that, right? And that's one of the reasons why I love the Parents Network, because it's not just about parents joining this initiative because they've lost um, a child to social media. You could be in my circumstance, right, where I have a teenager that is exposed, that's on social media all the time. However, I can go on the Parents Network and read up on important information that gives me tools and educates me and gives me more awareness on how to educate myself and educate my child to make sure that they don't get exposed to the dangers of social media. That's another reason why I love the Parents Network. There's a lot of helpful information on there. And, you know, it's a preventive initiative as well. I guess is what I'm really trying to say, right? It's not only there just for parents who have lost children, but it's also a preventive initiative to give parents, caretakers, mentors, whoever, very, very important information in regards to, you know, children being exposed to the harmful effects of social media. So again, another great moment for Archwell Foundation, which is now called Archwell Philanthropies. The Lost Screen Memorial. You know, Harry and Meghan, they are doing work, right? They are doing some really positive, impactful work. Think about it. We done talked about the Invictus Games, right? The inaugural Winter Games, right? That was held in Vancouver and Whistler, right? And now we're talking about the Lost Screen Memorial, the Parents Network. You go, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. All right. Let's see. What else? What else was a great moment? I mean, there were, like somebody said in the chat, there were a lot of great moments for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go here. Let's see. Now, the Duchess of Sussex. My favorite Sussex. I started to say my favorite Sussex, but my favorite Duchess. Right, let me finish this, right? Now, I don't want to separate the two, but I guess I'm going to end up separating the two. My favorite Duchess, my favorite princess. Meghan. Let's keep it real. She had a hell of a year, right? When girlfriend at the beginning of the year went out on the beach and she ran towards the water and knelt down and scribbled in 2025. It's like she claimed it, right? She claimed it and she owned it. She's like, damn it, I'm having a great year in 2025. She claimed it and she owned it. And my God, did she have a great year in 2025? Come on now. She really, really did. She had a fantastic, very successful, impactful year in 2025. She really, woo! I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I mean, Meghan, she was invited as a guest speaker, right? I mean, let's take it back. Time 100, 2025. Invited as a guest speaker, right? And I love watching the Duchess speak. I do. I love watching her speak. Has anybody noticed, like, when Meghan, when the Duchess speaks, right? It's like she's very insightful, and she makes direct eye contact. And before she says something, she'll pause. And then she'll say it. And then she'll follow up. And whatever she's saying is definitely going to be factual. Right? And you learn something from it. I just love, love, love watching the way she speaks. No notes. Doesn't need to look down and you know, stumbling and fumbling everywhere. It's just natural for her. It's a natural gift that she has when it comes to speaking, when it comes to somebody interviewing her, right? But she started off at the Time 100 Summit. You guys remember that, right? Now this 2025 was a long year. Okay, it was a long, impactful, productive year for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, right? Like I said, we done talked about the Invictus Games. Okay, the inaugural Winter Invictus Games. Okay, then we talked about R12 Foundation. Okay, Parents Network. Um, but she was invited, and she's invited to speak. Okay, she Time 100 Summit. These guys are inviting her to speak because obviously there's a demand for her presence. Okay, so at the 2025 Time 100 Summit in New York City, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, right, joined the CEO of Time magazine. Okay, that is a forever relationship right there. Okay, it is. It is. It is what it is. What it is. What it is. It is what it is. What? Let me tell you something. Time magazine loves them some Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Okay? Time magazine loves them some Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It is what it is, what it is. Okay? I'm just letting you know. She's gonna be back next year. Okay? They're gonna continue to invite her. They just are. Okay? It is what it is. So the CEO, Jessica Sibley, invited our favorite Duchess, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, for a dynamic conversation. Okay, the discussion offered a rare, insightful look into Meghan's evolving role as a female founder, strategic business leader, working mother. Let me tell you something. 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 Strategic business leader. Strategic business leader. I gotta repeat that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The discussion offered a rare and insightful look into Meghan's evolving role as female founder, strategic business leader, and working mother. Ain't nothing royal. Ain't nothing royal in that. Okay? And that's one thing I noticed that seemed to be the reoccurring theme when it came to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Okay? She's getting invited as a founder and a business leader. Okay? So anyway, I thought that was a great moment for Meghan. I enjoyed the conversation that she had with the CEO of Time magazine. And of course, when she was on there, she talked about With Love Meghan. And she also talked about Confessions of a Female Founder at that time, which was her podcast. And of course, they talked about As Ever. Okay. So I thought that was another great moment for Meghan. Another great moment for Megan, obviously, guys, is As Ever, right? As Ever. That is another great moment in 2025 for Megan. Let's keep it real. As Ever, it's a success. It really honestly is. It's a success. Um, it's still a new business, obviously, right? It's still a new business. They are still coming up with great new ideas. Um, I just see so many different opportunities for As Ever, and obviously they do too. Okay. How many of you guys in the chat was able to get the chocolates? I wasn't able to get the chocolates. How many of you guys in the chat, how many of you guys who are listening was able to get the chocolates? I wasn't able to get the chocolates. The chocolates like sold out in what, 2 hours? I love the fact that they are, showcasing, or I should say adding new items. I mean, her brand As Ever, it's I just see it just becoming this huge brand. And I was not surprised at all when they came out with the candles. How many of you guys in the chat got the candle? I haven't bought the candles yet, okay? Because I'm not a candle person. But everybody who's gotten the candles say that they smell so good, okay? Let's see. Who was able to get the chocolate? Anybody in the chat able to get the chocolate? I mean, I was at work, and it's like the announcement dropped that they were going to sell chocolate, right? And girl, like, I go back on there, and chocolate gone. I mean, gone. But it's another great moment for Megan 2025. As ever, the launch, of course, when she first launched it, everything sold out. And then she did another drop, everything sold out. And then she did another drop, and there's just certain things that are selling out, right? Last time I went on there, the raspberry spread is sold out. Okay. However, you could still get the trio edition, right? With the raspberry, the strawberry, and the orange marmalade. I need the apricot spread to come back. That is my favorite. Let me know in the chat what your favorite is. My favorite spread is the apricot spread. And it's so crazy because I'm not an apricot person. I don't like apricots, but I love the apricot spread. Does that make any sense? That makes absolutely no sense. I'm not an apricot person, but I love the apricot spread. I love the apricot spread more than I do the raspberry spread, right? But As Ever official, As Ever by Megan is another great moment this year. It really honestly is, to watch her business grow so quickly in such a short amount of time, right? And to see how there are so many consumers outside of the Success Squad who are invested in As Ever is a beautiful thing. Okay, the advertising and the marketing for As Ever is outstanding. Okay, because I really honestly don't think they're even really spending that much money on the marketing and the advertising. They're basically just using posts that fans post or the consumers post of the product on the As Ever official IG page. That is genius. That is genius. God Damn, our Duchess is smart. Isn't Megan smart? Isn't Megan Ragland smart? Isn't Megan Sussex smart? But it is what it is, right? As Ever Official is definitely a highlight. It's definitely one of the best moments of 2025. Um, the Napa Valley Brute, I bought it. I was able to get it. Oh my God. It tastes really good. I bought 2 bottles. Man, them bottles was gone. Let me tell y'all something. Them bottles was gone. Okay. I served those bottles at Christmas, right? Because I like to host. And man, them bottles was gone, y'all. They didn't even know what they were drinking. Okay, I didn't say nothing. I didn't tell nobody nothing. I didn't tell nobody nothing. I didn't say that it was Napa Valley Brute from the Duchess. None of that. Okay. People kept on telling, oh, this tastes good. And of course I had different brands of champagne and different brands of wine, this, that, and the other. I just wanted to see what people's reaction would be. And when we were on the last bottle of the Napa Valley Brute, somebody was like, what? That tastes really, really good. And I said, that is Megan, the Duchess of Sussex's Brute. I said, that's her Napa Valley Brute. And people were like, what? People were like really shocked. So Duchess, I got you some customers, girl. I got you some customers. There were some people who I honestly, literally, seriously, I had 2 people. I showed them how to get on her As Ever Official website, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy some." Excuse me. But yes, As Ever Official definitely is definitely a best moment 2025 for the Duchess. And I just see it expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's going to be more items added on. I know on her IG page, she posted something at the beginning of the year. Look like pomegranate to me. What do you guys think? Look like some pomegranate to me. I don't know if there's going to be a pomegranate spread or maybe a pomegranate wine. Like, it's going to be bananas. I don't know. But As Ever Official definitely is a highlight for the Duchess. Prince Harry, right? He is doing big things with Travelist. He really, really is. Okay. Big, 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 big things with Travelist. So big that Prince Harry was in China and we didn't know till he got back. When that news came out that Prince Harry was in China and like nobody knew, like what? Not my man. I'm sorry, Megan. Not Prince Harry is in China, okay? Like what? Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Travelist founder. Okay, I think I told you guys when I went to California during the summer and I was at the Dallas, I changed planes at the Dallas International Airport. Oh my God, that airport. Jesus, God, that airport is so huge. American Squaddies, if you guys have changed planes or ever flown out of Dallas International Airport, if you have to, may the force be with you. My God, that airport. And I've been in a lot of airports, but that airport got on my freaking nerves. I thought Midway was horrible. Anyway, I was changing planes. at the Dallas International Airport, and I saw it, guys. I started to take a picture, but I was running because I had to get on the what do you call that, the tram, and I was like, oh my god! I was thinking, oh my god, Travelist! But I saw the advertisements for Travelist. So anyway, I thought this was a highlight for Prince Harry. I really honestly did, because he was in China, he was doing business. Right, so today, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, and founder of Travelers, called on the Asian Pacific (APAC) travel industry to strengthen its commitment to sustainable tourism and collective climate goals. Speaking in Shanghai at Trip.com Group's Envision 2025 Global Partner Conference, the Duke delivered the keynote address to industry leaders from across the region. If that's not a leader, I don't know what the hell is. That was a highlight for Prince Harry, damn it! Like, seriously, I don't think we understand the seriousness of that. Okay, Prince was in Shanghai. He was a keynote speaker. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. I can't even speak. Prince Harry was in Shanghai. He was the keynote speaker at Shanghai. Or I should say in Shanghai at Trip.com's Group's Envision 2025 Global Partner Conference. He delivered the keynote address to industry leaders. He was there representing Travelist. That was huge. That was huge. Right, and that's a huge highlight for Prince Harry. Okay. Do you guys understand the seriousness of the situation right there? Okay. Hand clap to Prince Harry. Okay, hand clap to Prince Harry for that. All right, hand clap. And it's so funny because I was watching who was the little royal rodent reporter that we don't like, because we don't like none of them, right? The one that's not supposed, that said he was going to stop reporting on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex after Wednesday. He said that like 2 years ago. And, and every time he reports on them, squatties like clown him. They're like, that's his name, Chris Ship. He reported on it. But of course, they always got to come from like a negative point of view. He's like, I don't understand why Prince Harry was in China. It's like, oh, no, you understand why Prince Harry was in China. You just do not want to speak about the success that Prince Harry is having with Travelist. That's all. Okay. But that was a huge highlight to me. Okay. And of course, Prince Harry, the Diana Awards. Of course, he's always going to participate in the Diana Awards. So, of course, that's always going to be an automatic highlight, right? Prince Harry participating in the Diana Awards, which was actually in Las Vegas this year. So I thought that was great. So today, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, was in Las Vegas with the Diana Award for the Knowledge event, championing the crucial need for business investment and youth development to work hand in hand. Remember when I said the reoccurring theme for Meghan Sussex, to me, appeared to be business, right? It's about business related, right? Same thing with Prince Harry. Okay, Travelist, right? The Diana Award. Okay, business agenda orientated. Okay. In my humble opinion, it separates them more and more and more and more from them welfare queens over there in the United Kingdom. Okay. Business philanthropy, business, philanthropy, business. Ain't nothing wrong about that. Okay? All right. So, back on the philanthropy side, the Well Child Awards. I mean, come on. That's definitely a 2025 great moment for Prince Harry, right? Gotta be. It's gotta be. Every year, that's got to be one of the best moments. Prince Harry, you know, participating in the Well Child Awards. He's the Patreon, right? So, ever since they left the United Kingdom and decided that they no longer wanted to work underneath the royal fold, Well Child Foundation was like, that's fine, that's okay with us. He's still going to be our Patreon. Prince Harry is still going to be our Patreon, right? Well Child, that nonprofit charity has stuck with Prince Harry, and they have had his back, and they continue to have his back. If you think back to 2020, when Prince Harry and Meghan made the decision that they were no longer going to be working royals, and Well Child made the decision to keep Prince Harry as their Patreon. Remember the visceral pushback, negative feedback that they got from that. Remember that. That was a horrible time. You had people, and I don't think that they were bots. I think these were real human beings that were actually going on a children's charities, Twitter page, X page, just spewing all this visceral towards the Well Child Foundation. It was ugly. It was really, really ugly. But Well Child, they didn't pay attention to that nonsense, right? They didn't pay attention to the nonsense. They were like, you can be mad all you want, but we're going to keep him as our Patreon. Why? Because we know that Prince Harry genuinely cares about our kids. We know that Prince Harry is going to continue to do the work and be there for our kids. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about our kids. And if our kids still want him as the Patreon, and as long as our foundation board of directors still wants him as our Patreon, and these children's parents still want him as our Patreon, then he's going to stay as our Patreon. It's not about the royal family. But I got to give a hand clap to the Well Child nonprofit organization, because they have truly stuck behind Prince Harry. They've had his back the same way that he's had their back. But I thought it was a great moment in 2025 because to see Prince Harry go back to the UK and be there for the Well Child Awards, and to see him engage and mingle with the children and the parents, it brings joy to our hearts, right? Because he's so genuine about it, and he's a natural with it. To see him, play swords with the kids, and to see him engage with the kids, it brings joy to our hearts, and it makes everybody feel good, right? What was another best moment, in my opinion, for Prince Harry when he went to the Well Child Awards? And they celebrated 20 years, and he's been their Patreon for what, 17 years, guys? It's been 17 years. Yeah. Oh, look who's in the chat. How you doing, Miss Connie? Let's see. Let me see who else. Because I'm just talking, and there's probably all kinds of people in the chat Hey, Joan, how are you doing? Hey, Miss Viv. Hey, Miss Carol. Yeah, I love it when I see old school squatties. Hey, Miss Jeanette. Hey, Miss Jeanette. It's good to see you. Hey, Miss Joan Commonwealth here. It's good to see you. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. It's always good to see old school squatties. It really, really honestly is. Because y'all know, y'all been through hell and back. When it comes to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, it's like, woo! Been through it as a fans, right? As fans, we've been through it. Like, we could trade war stories. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can trade war stories as being the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan fans, right? Since 2000. Well, I joined the Sussex Squad probably 2018. Some of y'all been there since 2016 or 17. But anyway, again, another great moment in my opinion is when Prince Harry went back to the UK and he attended the Well Child Awards, and they celebrated the 20 years. Just Prince Harry overall, right? Some highlights. Like I said, definitely was the Well Child Awards, but him going back to the UK period was a highlight. It was. He went back to the UK. He dropped some money. He's like, hey, yes, 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 here I am. He spread some financial joy. He went to Nottingham, right? And like I said, he spread some financial joy. You could tell that people were very happy and excited to see him. It's just great to see Prince Harry do his philanthropy work, right? Meghan as well. Those two, they love it. They're not new to that. They're not new to this. They're true to this. Again, business, philanthropy, business. Okay. Prince Harry going back to the UK was definitely a great moment. Even the UK press was falling. I mean, they was falling all over themselves, right? The UK press was literally falling all over themselves, fawning over Prince Harry going back to the UK. Why? We all know why. Ooh, that tastes good. We all know why the UK press was fiending, falling, stumbling, running to get to Prince Harry when he went back to the UK. We don't know why. Prince Harry, Well Child Awards, 20th anniversary. After that, he went to Nottingham. He spread some financial joy, some financial love. Nottingham has always held a special place in the hearts of those who understand the true meaning of community. During a recent visit to the city, that sense of belonging and collective strength was on full display as local organizations demonstrated their unwavering commitment to supporting young people and building brighter futures. Okay. Prince Harry, the visit began at the Community Recording Studio, a place that has become synonymous with creativity, possibility, and transformation. Okay. Several organizations that the Duke continues to support that amplify the core of Nottingham's community spirit were highlighted. Okay. Remember when Prince Harry walked into the studio and he was dancing? he comes outside and the crowd gathered around. Right? They always crap me up when they say that, Prince Harry comes back to the UK, he's gonna get booed. And it's so funny because who do we see getting booed when they make public appearances? Who we see get booed when they make public appearances? First of all, who do we see get booed when they make public appearances? And when they make public appearances, what do the crowd size be looking like? Remember when Wank went somewhere, right? And he basically was walking by himself. Wank went to some football game, and who he got booed, right? Boy, let me tell you something. Ever since Wank got booed at whatever football game he went to, notice how now he sits in the stands, way up in the stands now. And I know. He got booed because, excuse me, when he got booed, he basically was shaking hands or whatever. But it just cracks me up the way they act like Prince Harry and Meghan are gonna get booed when the people who get booed really are King Charles, Prince William, even their precious princess got booed, right? What was that event where they were all in the carriage and they got booed and Princess Wiglet looked like she was about to pass out, like she couldn't believe it, like she turned her head, like she was in shock that she got booed. But anyway, Prince Harry going back to the UK, that definitely was a best moment. Because it showed, in my humble opinion, that Prince Harry and Meghan, they're not hated in the UK the way that the British press and their so-called fake royal sycophants claim that they are. They want people to believe that they're so hated in the UK so they can prop King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Kate Middleton up. It's a facade. Okay. All right, moving on. Another important, hold on to your love. Let's see. Another important visit that Prince Harry did do in the UK, though, which I thought was really, really important, was when he visited the Imperial College. That was very important as well. He went to the Imperial College of London, and the Imperial College with the Centre for Blast Injury Studies to learn more about their pioneering focus on pediatric blast and crush injuries. Okay, so that was very, very important as well. I mean, huge. Okay, so that was awesome. All right. So another highlight that I thought was good. Some people within the fam didn't particularly like it, but me personally, I thought it was a good interview. And that was the interview that Meghan did with Emily Chain, um, the circuit. I thought it was a good interview. Okay. I think anytime Meghan and Prince Harry do an interview with, you know, a media entity like a Forbes, right? Or a Time 100 or, you know, a Time magazine that is business focused, I think it's a win-win. I do. I think it's a win-win. I thought Meghan was very poised in that interview. She's always poised, right? But for some reason, I just thought in this interview she just came across as a boss, in my opinion. And I loved seeing her and Emily go out to the restaurant, and they had the sloppy burger, and you know, to see Meghan in her element in Montecito, you know, eating I forgot what type of hamburger it was, but to see her eating a hamburger and drinking a beer, I thought that was a win-win. I did. I thought it was a win-win. I thought during that interview, she just came across to me as very business savvy, and that she knows exactly what is going on with her business. She knows figures, she knows numbers, she knows scaling. She's very well aware that people are buying her products. Some people are buying her products and shipping them off to different consumers. Let me slow down. She is well aware that some people are buying her product and they are shipping those products off to people in different countries that want her product, but they're unable to buy it because As Ever is not shipping internationally yet. They are watching those numbers, guys. They are watching those figures. Okay. When that came out of her mouth, I was like, oh! Okay. They know. They know that there are some, you know, you could say squatties or just consumers or just whoever that are buying her products, buying As Ever products, and they are shipping some of those products to different countries because there are consumers in those countries that want to buy her products. They want to buy As Ever products, but they can't because As Ever is not doing international shipping yet. That is huge. They're watching everything. Okay? But, you know, when she talked about the scaling, when she talked about how they have to go out and research bigger venues. Okay. When she talked about and saying it's not good to sell out. You know, when she said that, it's not good to sell out. You know, consumers should have access all the time. That was a good interview, guys. She said it. She said, no, it's not good to sell out. Right? It's not good. When somebody runs out of a product, they should be able to go online and buy it again. It's not good. She said it. She said it. It's not good for a consumer to have to wait to be able to buy a product because people will lose interest. That was a good interview. That was a good moment in 2025 for the Duchess. Okay? She said, hey, I gotta let the podcast go. I got to focus on my business. Okay. Said, hey, I have to admit, I made mistakes. I made mistakes. I had to really listen to other business leaders, other founders, and hear what they had to say, listen to their suggestions. Hey, I was happy. I was good to go. I was cool with just opening up a stand, selling honey at a farmer's market. See how humble she is? See how humble she is? She was like, I was good with that. But I had people tell me, oh no, you got to broaden your aspirations, girl. Girl, is you not aware that every time you wear something, it sells out? Is you not aware? How huge your fan base is? She wasn't, Megan was not aware of her influence. She wasn't aware of how huge her influence was. Because she's humble. She's a humble person. But I thought that was a really good interview. Some people thought that the interviewer was a little shady. I don't care nothing about that. I really honestly don't. I don't care nothing about that. Nope. Because Megan knows how to handle it. Our girl can handle shady questions. She's too smart, man. She's smart. She knows how to handle shady questions. We shouldn't expect interviewers to be all nice and throw softball questions to her. Megan knows what's up. Megan knows. She knows what's up. She knows how to handle herself. Okay, I think sometimes within the fam, we need to calm down when she does these interviews. That person was being shady. So what? Megan knows how to handle herself. Now the magazine interviews, I can see why people get in a little uproar, because it's like during a magazine interview, when they actually write the article, right? When they write the article, they want to put their little opinion and 2 cents in, right? So I could see why people think the magazine article interviews are shady, because they do, right? They put their little humble opinion or some slight mark or just whatever in those, which I get. But at the end of the day, still, Megan knows what she's doing. Megan got this. But again, I thought that the interview with the circuit, Forbes, the circuit, Emily Ching, I thought that was a good moment for Megan. I really honestly did. Let's see. Prince Harry. Prince Harry. My man. Another great moment for Prince Harry. Dude went to Shanghai. Everybody was like shocked. But he wasn't done, right? Prince Harry was not done with his secretive overseas trip. Prince Harry, Ukraine. My God. Prince Harry went to Ukraine. And nobody knew. That was another great moment. Okay. I don't see how anybody can say that Prince Harry and Meghan didn't have a great 2025 year. Their year was outstanding. And of course, I'm not going to go through everything. But I'm pretty sure there's things that I'm going to be leaving out. But still, just based on some of the things that we're talking about, It's like, come on. Prince Harry went to Ukraine. Prince Harry went to Ukraine. Okay? A country, unfortunately, right now that's at war. Right? But he went. Right? So Prince Harry went to Ukraine after his trip to the UK. You know, when we found out that Prince Harry went to Ukraine, I immediately thought about Meghan. I did. I immediately thought about Meghan. I was just like, wow. I know she was going through it. You know, your husband is in a country that's at war right now. Like, I know she was going through it. But yes, that was another great moment, guys, right? Prince Harry going to Ukraine. Come on. The Duke of Sussex visited Kyiv at the invitation. And like I said, these guys get invited to this stuff, man. They're getting invited. Okay? They're getting invited, representing themselves, representing Archwell Philanthropies, representing Invictus Games Foundation. Okay? Nothing wrong about that. Okay, getting invited by the Prime Minister. He went to Ukraine because he was invited by the Prime Minister. And the CEO of Superhuman Center, leading a delegation from the Invictus Games Foundation in his capacity as founder and patron of the Invictus Games. I don't see how you cannot be a Prince Harry and Meghan fan. I just don't get it. I don't see it. Right, guys? Like, So, you know, Prince Harry going to Ukraine, being invited by the Prime Minister and the CEO of Superhumans. That was a great moment. It really honestly was. Superhumans, very, very important non-profit organization. Okay. He was offered first-hand insight into the work of Superhumans, experts in recovery and rehabilitation who support more than 150,000 seriously wounded Ukrainian servicemen and women. The scale of need is staggering, reflecting the immense human cost of ongoing conflict and the critical importance of specialized rehabilitation services. Very, very important, because like I said, we all know that Ukraine right now is, you know, they're in a war. Russia, I'm sure, like they said, the need for rehabilitation services is staggering in regards to their soldiers who are wounded. You know, they're fighting in this war. And of course, you know, Prince Harry, he was invited to speak on a panel. Okay. Not only does Meghan have great oratorical, if that's a word, speaking skills, Prince Harry does as well. And he was invited on a panel to discuss, you know, the devastating effects of being wounded, soldiers being wounded, and not only soldiers, but obviously the devastating effects that it has on the soldiers' families as well. So, you know, basically during that trip to Ukraine, he, as what Meghan and Harry always do, they're building partnerships, right? They're building strategic partnerships with different nonprofit organizations throughout the world, right? So going to Ukraine, he definitely built a partnership with superhumans. Okay. Speaking of the Invictus Games, I mean, to have soldiers from Ukraine who are actively participating, fighting in a war, um, like, who does that, right? I mean, that's just so impactful. But yeah, that was a great moment for Prince Harry to go to Ukraine, and another great moment while Prince Harry was in Ukraine. He gave an interview, and Prince Harry let it be known that his conscience is clear. Remember, Prince Harry, he had a reporter from The Guardian, right, accompany him. And you know how these people are, you know how they do. Of course, when they interview Prince Harry, they always got to bring up the royal family, right? They always got to bring up his daddy or just whoever. And I believe the interviewer asked Prince Harry about the book, and Prince Harry was like, "My conscience is clear." That was another great moment. All right. So, hold on. My computer is acting funny. Hold on, guys. My bad. Okay, back to Meghan. My bad. Meghan did another interview, right? She did another interview. I can't think of the name of it, but she did the interview. I believe it was business orientated, but help me out in the chat. She did an interview. She was invited, of course, and she talked about As Ever. I thought the highlight of that interview was when she talked about keeping her comments closed on her As Ever IG page. I loved that interview because Meghan made it clear. She said, yes, it is kind of hard to build a community in regards to the As Ever brand because you do want to know people's opinions, this, that, and the other. She said, however, she made it clear that she was not going to expose her fans and her consumers to negativity. That she felt like she needed to protect her fans and her consumers from that. You guys remember that interview? I was just like, bravo, bravo. I gotta look at the name of that. You guys know what interview I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find it. It was the summit. It was the summit where they had different high profile people, were either from the business world or the political world. Kamala Harris was there, but they interviewed her at a different time. Let me look in the chat. Was it the Bloomberg? Was it Bloomberg? Was it Bloomberg? Okay, so earlier when I said Forbes with Emily Chang, I was wrong. That was Bloomberg. My bad. So now I was talking about Megan's interview with Emily Chang. I think I said it was Forbes, right? I did the circuit's correct, but I believe that I said that was Forbes. Actually, that was Bloomberg. Okay, my bad. We want to make sure we have correct information. No, there was another interview that she did. She was invited. And they had different segments, and Vice President Kamala Harris had a segment. They interviewed different business leaders and different political people. Let me look at the chat. Let's see. But anyway, during that interview, Megan made it clear that one of the reasons why she does not have her comment section on her IG page for As Ever Official was because she said her fans and consumers are not going to the As Ever Official IG page to read a bunch of negativity. And she did not want to expose them to that. And I was like, you go, Duchess. Like, I gotta find it. Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Was it Forbes? Is it Forbes? Let's see. And the young lady that interviewed her, I thought that was a good interviewer. Okay, I found it, guys. Okay, now it wasn't Forbes, it was Fortune. It was Fortune magazine. Okay, so let me pull it up real quick. I thought this was another good moment, 2025 for the Duchess. Again, I'm going to stress, like I've been stressing, what I saw, the theme that I saw throughout 2025 for Prince Harry and Meghan was philanthropy, business. Philanthropy, business. Okay. That's what I saw. So the interview that I'm talking about right now, Meghan was invited. She attended the 2025 Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit in Washington, D.C. Okay. That was a highlight. That's huge. That was huge. Okay. She participated in a conversation about next level influence with Fortune editor-in-chief Alison Chantel, discussing her lifestyle brand As Ever, okay, Netflix projects, and her approach to media and business. Okay, like I said, the reoccurring theme that I've seen throughout 2025 for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is philanthropy, business. Philanthropy, business. Okay. While also addressing online community engagement and her personal focus on healing and nesting post-royal life. I thought that was a good interview. Okay. And Meghan looked just very poised, very businesslike. I loved what she had on. What I liked about the interviewer is that she seemed really engaged with Meghan. She seemed like she was really, really, listening to what Meghan had to say, and she seemed just impressed. Okay. I felt Emily Chang was kind of looking for some drama. You understand what I'm saying? And let's see what else about it. And she was trying to um, cause some controversy during that interview, especially when she asked Meghan about the political stuff. But the interview here with the 2025 Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit, and what that was held in Washington, D.C., I thought that interviewer was just really focused on, you know, the business aspect, supporting female founders, and, you know, the personal healing and things like that. So I thought that this, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I thought that this interview was better than the interview with Emily Chang, the circuit. I thought that was a really good look for Meghan. Let's see. What else? What else was good? What else happened? Of course, Meghan and Harry going to the LA Dodgers game. I thought that was, you know what? I don't know if that was a best moment for them. I don't know. I mean, maybe some of y'all thought that was the best moment for them, but I just like the fact that they're out and about in California, right? I think it's great when you see them out and about in California, because that's where they live, right? They live in California. That's their home. And, you know, when you got people like Magic Johnson inviting you, you know, as a special guest to one of their functions, I think it's a good thing that they go. You know, it's unfortunate that Prince Harry, you know, faced some controversy because he wore the LA Dodger hat. But it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, I was surprised, and let me know what you think in the chat, but I was surprised that there were that many Canadians that were upset with him that he wore a LA Dodgers hat. Because that tells me that Canadians, you know, really, really love Prince Harry. And most importantly, they feel like Prince Harry still represents them. Right? I mean, Canadians were really, really mad that he wore the LA Dodgers hat. They done calmed down now. You know what I'm saying? They a lot of them calmed down now and, you know, have moved on, which goes to show you how different Canadians are from British people. You know what I'm saying? The Canadians, they was mad, you know, but they don't calm down. They done moved on. They let it go. You know? But yeah, them going to the LA Dodgers game, I thought that was great. You know, how many of you guys saw the video of Meghan and Harry chatting it up with Magic Johnson and Cookie, his wife? I thought that was a good look. I really did. Speaking of Canada, I thought another great look. After all of that upheaval and them Canadians pissed off at Prince Harry for wearing the LA Dodgers hat, what did Prince Harry do? He shows up in Canada. That was a great moment to see Prince Harry in Canada. And again, he was invited. He was invited, right? He was invited to go, right? But to see Prince Harry in Canada, he went to Toronto because he was invited to go to Toronto. You know Wank hates to hear that, right? You know Wank hates to hear it. When Prince Harry is invited to a Commonwealth country. Okay. But then again, I don't know if Wank hates to hear that. I don't think the royal family cares about Canada. I really honestly don't. What do you guys think? I don't think Prince Harry cares about Canada. Not Prince Harry, I'm sorry. I don't think the royal family cares about Canada. I don't. Think about it. All of those Canadians that were upset, I mean, they were genuinely upset that Prince Harry wore the LA Dodgers hat, right? They were upset about that. Okay. Did the royal family ever like wish the Toronto Blue Jays good luck? Anybody from the royal family attend one game? I mean, it was the World Series. They constantly putting it out in the press how the royal family is going to come to America. Oh, they're coming to America. They're coming to America. They're going to, they're invited by the president. They're invited by Trump. They're coming to help celebrate America's 250th anniversary of independence. I can't wait till they come. I promise you, I can't wait. That is going to be a stain, especially what's going on right now in the United States with that clown that's in the office. Okay. Oh, yeah, y'all come. Y'all come to the United States. Yeah. I hope they take a lot of pictures. I do. I hope they take a lot of pictures. Kikiing in Trump's face. Your Princess Wiglet. They got that nice photo of her kikiing in Trump's face. And what did Trump recently do? He cut off federal funds to all 50 states here in the United States of America when it comes to child care. He cut all that off. Do you know how many families that's going to impact? But yet, nice photo of your Princess Catherine, Kiki in Trump's face. Princess Catherine whatever, Princess of Wales, right? Kiki in Trump's face. He literally cut off child care federal funds, all 50 states. And what I mean by that is that you have a lot of working families, right, who get some type of child care assistance to help pay for daycare so they can go to work. He cut all that. But yet there's a picture of Catherine, Princess of Wales, kikiing in his face. But yet she's supposed to be an expert in She's supposed to be an expert in early child studies. Okay. So yeah, I hope they come to the United States. I do. I hope they come to the United States for our 250th anniversary of independence from the United Kingdom, because I have a feeling by the time July rolls around, it's going to be all bad. It's going to be all bad, and I have a feeling it's going to be a stain on the royal family. But anyway, back to Prince Harry. Another great moment for Prince Harry was that, of course, he went back to the United Kingdom, right? And because he was invited. And where he went was, I love this picture. And I just love the fact that no matter what, Prince Harry is always going to be connected to the military community. So Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, spent time with members of Canada's reserve forces during the visit to Toronto, meeting with soldiers from two historic Army units. The visits highlighted the vital role reserve forces play in Canada's military capability. Reserve members balance civilian careers with military service, create a bridge between military and civilian communities while maintaining operational readiness for deployments. Okay. This is important. Prince Harry met with the soldiers from the Queen's Own Rifles of Canada and the Royal Regiment of Canada. Lieutenant Colonel Chris, commanding officer of the Queen's Own Rifles, and Lieutenant Colonel Adam West, commanding officer of the Royal Regiment of Canada, discussed their units' recent deployments and ongoing contributions to the Canadian military operations. The Queen's Own Rifles, founded in 1860, is Canada's oldest continuously serving infantry regiment. Riflemen from the unit have recently deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, Poland, among other operations. Wow. The Queen's Royal Regiment of Canada, one of the country's oldest infantry units, has participated in nearly every major Canadian military operations. Wow. Wow. So that is a historical unit that he met with. I believe that Prince Harry made the comment that the last royal that actually visited that unit was his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. Not only did Prince Harry visit those two historical units in Canada, but he also visited Sunnybrook Veterans Center, which I thought was a moment, a great moment. Meeting and having a laugh with Canadian veterans while they showed off their creative arts programs. I just love these pictures, seeing Prince Harry engage with the veterans, with the elderly veterans. Prince Harry exchanged stories with the Sunnybrook veterans, like Brenda Reed, who was 101 years old. God bless you, ma'am, who enlisted in the Royal Canadian Navy and was posted to a station in Nova Scotia, run entirely by women during the Second World War. And Resident Harold, I think it's Toth, 95 years old. God bless you, sir, who served in the Army during the Korean War, enlisting with the Queen's Own Rifles. When asked by Prince Harry what their memorable war story was, Brenda cautioned, when it comes to her fellow residents, you can always believe... No, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. When asked by Prince Harry what their most memorable war story was, Miss Brenda cautioned that when it comes to her fellow residents, you can't always believe the boys. Again, that, in my opinion, that was another great moment for Prince Harry. Okay. Canada. We need to keep our eyes on Canada. Like, for real. We need to keep our eyes on Canada, because Canada is always inviting Prince Harry to come. Okay. They're not inviting them other welfare queens. Okay. They're inviting Prince Harry. Okay. We all know that Meghan has a very, very close relationship with Canada as well, because she lived there for like 10 years when she was on Suits. Okay. I just got a feeling that something big is going to come up with Canada. What, I don't know, but for 2026, I just got a feeling that they're going to do something big in Canada. Okay. What that is, I don't know, but come on now. They've done some big events in Canada. They had the Invictus Games, in Whistler and Vancouver. Canadians were upset. Prince Harry wore that LA Dodgers hat. It was like, hell no. Prince Harry went back, apologized. You understand what I'm saying? And then he was invited to spend time with the Canadian military community. Something about Canada, what I don't know. If there's Canadian squaddies in the chat, represent the Canadian flag in the chat, but there's something about Canada. Remember, Prince Harry and Meghan, they thought really hard about moving to Canada. They were so close to moving to Canada. I believe that they were just that close, right? And then his family ratted him out and gave their location, stripped their security and gave their location. Right. All right, what time is it? Woo! I don't had you guys too long. All right, and of course, another highlight was when Prince Harry and Meghan won the humanitarian um, of the Year award from Project Healthy Minds, and they won that because of their work with the Parents Network Initiative. Okay, and we talked about the Parents Network Initiative. That was a highlight. That was huge. Them participating in World Mental Health festivities, huge, right? Huge, huge, huge. Um, to see them invested in mental health is huge. Okay, that is a part of their agenda is mental health. I thought another highlight, which we didn't talk a lot about, was seeing Prince Harry participate on the panel of what was it? It was, I believe, Movember, which is a huge nonprofit organization that focuses in on men's mental health. We didn't talk about that a lot, but that was a huge moment because he was invited to speak on that panel. And it was huge for me because I was not aware of that agency. So I thought that was huge as well. I mean, there's just so much. With Love, Meghan, I mean, huge, right? Huge, 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 huge with Love, Meghan. Okay, season 1 and season 2, the holiday special. With Love, Meghan, right? In my personal opinion, one of the main reasons why I enjoyed With Love, Meghan season 2 more than I did season 1 was because I felt in season 2 she appeared to be more relaxed and less of her friends were on season 2, and I'm just in love with Tan France. I love that man. I just thought season 2 was better than season 1 because to me, Meghan seemed like she was having a lot more fun on season 2. That's just my humble opinion. The With Love Meghan holiday special, it was outstanding in my opinion. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was good. The only thing that I felt that kind of felt flat was when she had the tennis player Naomi, because Naomi is so reserved. You know what I'm saying? Meghan was trying to pull it out of her to get her to be a little more loose, but that's not Naomi. But this is where I'm getting to. The Christmas special. In my humble opinion, that was a highlight. That was a best moment. I'm going to tell you why. Because it hit top 10 global. Okay. It didn't hit top 10 here in the United States, and that's okay. Okay. But global wise, it did. And it ended up in the top 10 on the global chart. That Meghan, Prince Harry too, Meghan had an outstanding year. Okay. Prince Harry had an outstanding year. Prince Harry and Meghan together had an outstanding year. And one of the highlights of the With Love Meghan holiday special was Prince Harry coming on the show. And to see those two engage with each other, okay? Those two were in love. That is a forever love. You can't fake that. Prince Harry comes right on in, and I mean, Meghan got giddy, right? And she introduces him as my husband. My husband, right? And I mean, they kissed each other twice. And I loved it. Remember when she was winking at him? And she was like, oh, I think I got some cayenne in my eye, or I'm just winking at you. I mean, that was a moment, right? And you know, Prince Harry can't help himself, right? Prince Harry told Meghan straight up, you know, the gumbo is good, but it's not as good as your mother's. That him coming on the show, that was the highlight of the show. But just it was one of the best moments in 2025, in my opinion. His appearance on With Love and Meghan, because you got a little more insight into their life. Okay, Queen Doria is in that house. Okay, she is definitely the matriarch of that family. She definitely has influence in that family. Okay. Queen Doria makes her son-in-law gumbo, guys. She makes him gumbo. She makes it the way he likes it, without the shrimp. He doesn't want the shrimp. Okay. And Meghan made it clear to him, you know, now my mom, she said it. She said, my mom will make you some with the turkey sausage and no shrimp. And he was like, okay. Queen Doria is the main, well, besides his wife, right? But Queen Doria is the matriarch of that family. She is Prince Harry's, one of his main influences. You know, she's making him gumbo. He said he loves her greens, right? You know, as Black Americans, we know what it means to have a female, an older female matriarch of the family. We know what that's like, right? And now Prince Harry knows what that's like. That's huge, right? That is huge. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Those are basically, in my opinion, the highlights of 2005, some of the best moments. There's probably some moments that I've done left out. I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, you know, you got the little moments like, you know, when they went to the pumpkin patch together as a family. That was beautiful to see, right? That was a beautiful thing to see the Sussex, family Sussex, right? Go to the pumpkin patch, picking out pumpkins, right? And seeing Prince Harry carve a pumpkin. Again, Queen Doria is there, right? And how about cute Lily, right? Lily Beth, you know, Meghan's pulling her in the wagon. You know, them celebrating Father's Day, that was a nice moment. You know, she's giving snippets into their personal lives, you know, which we all appreciate, because she doesn't have to do that, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other stuff that I'm leaving out, but I just wanted to highlight like some of their best moments when it comes to their foundation, and when it comes to what they're doing, you know, business wise. Because like I said, I do feel like the agenda for 2025 for those two was philanthropy, business. And the more they put that type of image out, the more, right, it detaches them from them welfare queens over there in the UK. Because ain't nothing state funded there, baby. You understand what I'm saying? And they just seem to be more visible, but they're more visible in regards to philanthropy, business. They're doing the damn thing. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and look into the comments because I need to let you guys go. What time is it? Woo! It's 6:15. Ah! All right. So let's see. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Hey, Patricia. So Patricia says America is a mess. Charles is gonna go back in treatment and have to beg off. He'll send Dumb and Dumber, and they'll fit right in with the foolery. You may have a point, Patricia. You may have a point. Oh, we got a Canadian in the house. Okay, Miss Sharon, you're from Canada. Oh, you wasn't mad when Prince Harry wore the LA Dodger hat? All right. No, that's true. Gwendolyn says William and Charles cannot be trusted. No, they can't. They can't. They can't. And I get that. I know that there was news recently. I know that there was news recently that came out about Ravik, right? That I guess it's being leaked, right? That Ravik may go ahead and approve Prince Harry's security after they've done the assessment. But King Charles and Wayne can't be trusted because at the end of the day, they were responsible for taking away Prince Harry's security in the first place. Like, that's a wicked family. Ooh, that's a wicked family. Yeah, I see. Yeah, people are worried about that. Harry, success, I pray for you. I don't trust your family. Yep. Susie Q says, I heard Prince Harry got his security. If true, I don't. Yep, you guys are on it. Hey, Lottie. Lottie says, them MFers so jealous of Megan until they're trying to make Kate to be like Megan. Yeah, they're trying. They are. They are. You're right. They made that girl. they made Kate do I don't know if she did a speech or if she was just introducing people, but remember they put her in front of those business leaders. And that girl was stumbling and fumbling and looking at her notes, and it was all bad. It was all bad. And they did that on purpose. They made her do that because Megan was invited to speak at different business summits, right? And so they pushed Kate out there. They shouldn't have done that to that girl. But she was dumb enough to do it. So, oh well. So Karen says, with philanthropy, the organization can create for profit and don't have to depend on government money. With the cutbacks that Trump did, is the right time for change instead of getting stuck. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Mhm. And a lot of people You know, I can't wait till this fool gets out of office. I just can't. Um, but a lot of people who are running nonprofit organizations have had to come up with different ways to raise money because of the cut of U.S. aid. Let's see. All right, yeah. Just before I close this podcast out, just so we're clear, the interview with Emily Chang, the circuit, was a Bloomberg interview. Okay, I think I said Forbes. It was a Bloomberg interview. Okay, and the interview that she did um, in regards to the women's summit, that was Fortune magazine. Okay, Fortune magazine um, had a women's summit, and that's the interview I was talking about that Megan did, to where she talked about As Ever. She talked about her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. And during that interview, she talked about how, she talked about why she kept her comments closed on her As Ever official IG page. Like why she kept her comments closed. Those of you who are listening, I'm just looking at the comments. Yes, Happy New Year to everybody. Oh, I forgot about that. It's not a highlight for me, but yeah, Prince Harry, he did look good at the polo match in Aspen. And that blew up, right? Didn't that blow up? That like blew up. I guess it blew up because of all the A-list celebrities that were there. But I read somewhere where I think the organizer said that they had never, ever in life ever got that much publicity. They got all that publicity because of Prince Harry. That says a lot because there were a lot of A-list celebrities there. You know what I'm saying? But they got all that publicity because of Prince Harry. Let's see. All right, guys. So yes, those were my favorite moments of 2025 in regard to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I am looking forward to 2026. I can't wait. Though those two are going to continue to do big things. They are. They're going to continue to do big things because it's God's plan. It is. It's God's plan. Archwell Philanthropies will continue to do big things. Again, just keep your eye out. I got a feeling they're going to do something big in Canada. What? I don't know. But Canada wants them some Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Okay, they do. They do. They do. Okay. And there's other stuff that's going on with Netflix still. I mean, I don't know if it's Netflix or what's the film that the news came out that Archwell Productions is going to produce, the Girl Scout Cookie Queens or something like that. That's going to be at Sundance. I mean, that's huge, right? That is huge. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in 2026. I can't remember everything off the top of my head right now. But awesome. 2025 was a very successful, impactful year for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I'm looking forward to 2026. I know you guys in the chat are looking forward to 2026. Those of you guys who are listening are looking forward to 2026. I want to thank you guys for joining me this evening. I really do appreciate it. I really honestly can't add more to that. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. Um, don't forget to feed the chickens. Don't forget to hydrate. And remember, no bad energy. Okay. Uh, I will do my best to try to do another live podcast or to do another podcast. Um, if not, enjoy the other pro Meghan and Harry podcasts because there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of good ones out there as well. Okay. You guys ready to do the Rebel Yell? It's been a minute, huh? It's been a minute since we've done the Rebel Yell. You guys ready to do the Rebel Yell? Here we go. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because squatties, we are the best. All right, guys. Please be safe. It's not easy out there in them streets being a Prince Harry and Meghan fan. It's not. If you find yourself, getting sucked into the drama, detach from social media for a while. All right, guys. Thank you for your support, and I shall see you guys soon. Bye. Thank you, guys. Squatties, we are the best. All right, bye.